as soon as this happened, and you gotta love the people who listen to this show. As soon as this happened, I got no less than like 6 or 7 tweets of people being like, "You're gonna talk about this, right?"
Oh, we're rolling.
Huh?
We're rolling right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Pat. How's it going?
Oh no, we
everyone?
just roll into these, man.
Yeah. Real cold open.
Yeah. We're on the front yard, adjacent to Echo Park, and so if you hear helicopters and crickets and shit, it's because we're hanging out, man. We're outside.
This is the real LA experience, everybody.
Truthfully,
Yeah.
and it's a smoky night. The sky this afternoon was the color of strawberry milk. It's fucking weird, man.
But at least it was only like 80.
Yeah.
Which is a welcome departure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a reason that we're going to talk about. That's directly in the news for a very stupid reason.
Yeah, it's like nature is basically just coaxing me to leave LA. And just be like, no, you really do want to leave, right? Like, you don't want to wait a week.
And you're going to know immediately what we're about to mention.
Oh,
This is from a certain Facebook
telegraph it.
event hosted by a Texas woman named Pacey Chenoweth. And I managed to take screenshots of this before it got taken down. Welcome to the Lake Travis Trump Boat Parade.
Yeah.
Boats of all shapes and sizes are encouraged to participate. Decorate your boats in patriotic colors and fly as many Trump flags as she can handle. Let's really make a statement.
Yeah.
At noon on the day of the parade, 4 parachute jumpers will be jumping out of a helicopter with smoke and flags flying. They will be on the south side of the lake between Starnes Island and Emerald Point.
And initially, you would think that like the big disaster would be kind of like a fan man situation.
Yeah,
Based on that, that's like when you first read about it, not knowing the news, you would assume, okay, something with the parachute guys. That's like the first thing that you would imagine.
They're setting up so many things to go wrong. This is almost like the setup of a bad joke because you got the parachuters, 2 of which are military veterans and one's an amputee. Thank you for your service and volunteering for this event. We honor you. Line up in this area around 11:30. After the parachuters land, flagship boats will come through with flashing lights. This is the indicator to start lining up. The parade will head west. This is the most crucial part that no one read. The parade will head west, turn around at Point Venture, and end back at Emerald Point at about 10 miles per hour. We should return between 1:30 and 2 o'clock. For safety reasons, we do request that slower vessels remain in the back of the lineup. Flagship towing will have 5 boats. Please note this is Labor Day weekend. 2 p.m. return will give everyone time to play on the lake. Hosted by Pacey Chenoweth.
See, here's the thing. And this is coming from somebody from Florida that is a veteran of the manatee wars, I would say. That the manatees just exist, and then the boaters
And the son of a sailor.
hate the manatees so much because to the point in which they cheer the death of manatees. If you go to like a crappy like restaurant on the side of the intercoastal waterway, not even money they're going to serve quote unquote manatee burgers. You know, if they have a dock next to it, there's a good shot they serve manatee burgers, which are not manatee, right? They just wish that the sea cows were actually because the thing about boaters is that the thing that they hate the most is being forced to idle and go around 10 miles an hour. That is the thing that they did not buy that boat for.
Right.
They do not keep that boat. They don't maintain that boat to go a paltry 10 miles an hour. 25 minimum.
Yeah.
The only time in which you slow down is to reload your friend, like switch friends on the wakeboard. Otherwise, you're going. You're going to go 30. You're going 30 up the ramp onto your Dodge Durango, like trailer, like the trailer on your Dodge Durango. So saying 10 miles an hour, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Boat people with boats in America will not go 10 miles an hour.
Do you remember we did an episode with Forrest Shaw?
Yeah.
Forrest Shaw was in his previous life a marine biologist.
Yeah.
And told a very, very funny story about working at a boat show in Miami somewhere, and some fucking good old boy come up there and pushed his manatee brochures off the table and was like, "Your fucking manatees made one of my workers kill himself.
Yeah.
It's like
They're like the folk devil.
it seems
right?
like that was more of a him problem than a manatee problem.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, people would just get, because it's opposing camps. Like if manatees are awesome. I've swam next to manatees. I've pet manatees. They're great. Like they're really gentle creatures. They're just massive, and they're a sight to behold. And when they go into a canal, right? One camp of people will go and they will watch. Like they will park their cars. They will watch the manatees to the point in which it probably annoys the manatees and pesters the manatees. And it's not good for them to be there.
Yeah.
And then the other camp just like ruse their existence and just is like, if I had a gun, I would blow that manatee to bits. Like but yeah. So I mean, long story short, the reason why they're mad is that they do not want to go slow on their boats.
Yes.
And they don't want someone to tell them to go slow on their boats. So like, the other thing is like some authority. It doesn't matter if it's the Florida State Wildlife Commission or this Pacey Chentworth person.
Yeah.
Like even if they're like friendly to their cause,
which
they don't want any person to tell them or any entity.
I mean, an
authority to
and
tell
who can
them.
blame them? I also don't want to be told what to do by someone named Pacey. It's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
So this is so with that in mind, this is from the American Independent. 5 boats sank in a Texas lake during a nautical parade in support of Donald Trump.
Sure.
As tightly packed boats created large waves, officials said Sunday. Boaters began to call for help, quote, almost immediately after the procession for Trump's re-election got underway on a lake west of Austin on Saturday, according to Kristen Dark of the Travis County Sheriff's Office. Deputies ultimately responded to 15 distress calls and received 3 other reports of boats taking on water. No injuries were reported. I'm sure you saw the video of this. This lake is not wide enough for what they were trying to do.
No.
It was
not at all.
I've been to Austin.
Is Lake Travis actually a lake or is it a man-made lake?
I believe it's like there's a dam situation. It's like an oxbow lake.
Okay,
kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
created by a dam. I'm pretty sure. So it's like a river that's been dammed up.
Sure.
But I've been to Austin. I've driven past this lake. There are parts of the lake that are wide enough to do this. Where they did this event is not wide enough, and it's particularly not wide enough when you've got. They had these massive pontoon boats hauling ass, and then these much smaller boats trying to like come up beside them. No attention is being paid to how fast anyone is going, what size the wake is, and these weren't even the only boats that sank this weekend. They sank another boat accidentally up in Minnesota too that was just docked.
Yeah.
They had another one of these Trump boat parades that came by, and so
and I mean, I'm not going to say anything that's any more clever than the various people on Twitter that talked about how it's an allegory for
hashtag Dumbkirk was my favorite.
It's the allegory for the large boats, like
of course,
destroying the small boats, even though the small boats like really wanted to be part of
they were very much so.
Yeah.
3 of the boats that sank were towed to the shore, while the other 2 are still at the bottom of Lake Travis. So, it was funny.
Yeah, and those boats will turn into reefs.
They'll be reclaimed by
by nature, even though it's not like really a natural lake. Like it'll be reclaimed by nature, and they'll look pretty cool in 80 years.
Yeah. I went ahead and rounded up some of the Facebook comments from a few sources, but I always go to the same place.
AL.com, is that what you're...
AL.com is a little... if you want the...
little genteel.
It is. It's a little urbane. It's from Birmingham. If you want the straight dope, you got to go to WSFA 12 News out of Montgomery.
Okay.
And I got one other source too, but I believe most of these are from WSFA NBC News out of Montgomery.
I'd love to know who the weatherman or the weather woman or the weather person for that network is.
I don't even know how to get a hold of this now. I did an episode, I believe it was a Patreon episode of the Mean Boys, where I told the story of the weatherman at WSFA, or the former weatherman, Rich Thomas.
Okay. Solid name.
Rich Thomas was God, I'd like to get a hold of that episode because it was pretty funny, especially with Connor and Tom and Keith riffing behind it. But Rich Thomas essentially did, he crashed the weather van. And they tested his blood because they have to do that for insurance, and they found out what everybody knew, which is Rich Thomas was a huge cokehead.
Yeah.
And like a disco party boy.
Yeah. Have you watched local news?
And
like there's two camps of local, and probably Eric Barnes would know better about this because he worked in Orlando local news. You probably have two camps in there. One, the people who are serious and see themselves as pillars of the community.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are like people that wanted to be actors and actresses, and it didn't really work out, and they just it's a big party. It's a big party.
Yeah. Well, Rich had been the weatherman forever, and then that happened, and they had to fire him, and he did the most like punk rock shit ever. He put a Doppler radar on his roof and started Rich Thomas Weather on Facebook. And everyone and this happened right around 2016 too. So like animus towards mainstream media was at an all-time high. So people were just like, yo, fuck WSFA, man. Rich Thomas is my fucking guy, man. I don't pay attention to that bullshit no more. So like literally people on Facebook just still trust Rich Thomas.
Yeah, and he's just got the trickle of blood going right down his top of his lip, just wearing a baseball jacket for no reason. Just like, let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you 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 something,
dude. Tornado watch? It's fake, man. We just make those up. But Rich Thomas Weather got a contract to do a bunch of the local radio stations.
Yeah.
So he did it.
Yeah.
He like self-actualized. It's kind of amazing. These comments are from WSFA. DK Walker, the fact that the laugh reaction leads this post is an indicator of how morally bankrupt our populace has become. Which, of course, got 140 laugh reacts. Kurt Madison, we know it wasn't Hayden supporters because they would have to get off the coach to put boat on water.
What? Hayden?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Biden.
Not Joseph Hayden.
No,
yeah, okay.
Hayden.
Yeah. Is that like a thing where he's hiding because he's like in his basement?
Hayden Biden? Yeah, I reckon.
But get off the coach. Oh, couch.
Yeah.
Couch. Okay.
Just he had a lot of thoughts that he had to get out very quickly. Jackie Cooper. I swear, the only time Channel 12 covers a Trump rally is when they think something has went wrong. It's like, Jackie, I think independent of politics, we can say pretty objectively that something went wrong with this one.
Yeah.
This one wasn't.
Which local news like skews right, like it's proven.
You wouldn't know that from reading this shit.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, the network is probably owned by Sinclair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's owned by Raycom, which is the other.
Oh, that's ominous sounding,
right? Karen Martin, they canceled the one in our Michigan town. The media said the water was too rough. It's like the National Weather Service is not the media. Karen, Maureen Hunt. So adults see this as, man, that sucks. But a huge party on the water looks like fun. Immature people that hate for the sake of hating can only spew hate. Maybe they hate us because we're having so much fun. despite unfortunate accidents, but I bet these boats had more people helping them and not screaming for more destruction. So, in my opinion, haters are so miserable that they want everyone to be as miserable as them. Watching the fun side. LOL. Okay.
That sounded like if a 12-pack of White Claw was like a person.
Oh, by the way, I saw someone buying. I was waiting to do this on Instagram, but I've been holding on to the photo. Saw someone buying, I think it was like 3 cases of White Claw.
Sure.
And then 2 of them big-ass cases of keyboard duster. I was like in Porter Ranch at the Walmart. I was like, man, you're having a fucking weekend today.
Dude, Brett's tearing it up, man.
The two more, and these are both from Shared, which is I think is just like a meme website for children.
Okay.
Jared Sartori. There's probably not even that many Biden supporters that own boats.
That's probably true.
Yes.
Yeah.
100% accurate.
Yeah,
no
that
lies
is probably
detected.
true. Yeah.
And finally, Alan.
We were too busy. We're too busy buying avocado toast to buy
that's right.
a hole that you throw money in.
And moldy jam from Squirrel. And finally, Alan Creighton.
Yeah.
And again, this is from a website that's, memes for children.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Creighton says, coming from a communist site like this, I'm not surprised to see this article. But then again, you're not reporters. You're just proagandists. Proagandists. You will never be reporters.
Proagonists.
I think that's
he's trying to say propagandists.
Yeah, yeah.
Proagonists is I prefer that.
Proagandists.
Protagonists?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They're protagonists,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Florida, right? And I do not speak to know much about Texas at all.
Yeah.
But that could have happened multiple times in Florida easily.
Oh, it had.
Yeah.
They've been reporting on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing them in Florida. I know they've been doing it in Alabama.
Up and down the Banana River. Just, yeah. But Texas, it took me by surprise. I always, when I hear those stories, I assume, okay, that's, let's say New Smyrna Beach.
Yeah. Anyway, we got Twitter questions.
Sure, yeah.
This first one here this comes to us from @ArcLight. Just wanted to tell Pat congrats on the new teaching position.
Yeah,
And
by the way, for those of you that are long-time listeners of the show, this is my last live episode for a long time because I am moving to Vancouver, British Columbia.
Hey, as soon as it's legal for me to go to Canada, I'm going to come to Canada.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm going to come see you.
There are listeners of the show that are in Canada. I am going to be one of you. I've noticed that there is some kind of like hostility towards American plates. So I got a Maple Leaf sticker to put on my car so that I can curry some goodwill. So
drive around. Yeah. But yeah, he says, just want to tell Pat congrats on the new teaching position and thank Rivers for hanging out yesterday. I've been mixing it up with the This Is Rad Discord.
Okay.
We've been playing Jackbox games once a month.
Interesting.
And
the T-shirt one is great.
It's really fucking fun.
The T-shirt one. Have you played the T-shirt one?
Yeah.
Oh, you can actually get the T-shirts made.
Oh, I know.
That's the thing that's awesome, and you can do some real the levels of kind of perverse you can go with that game are amazing, and how those things converge.
Oh yeah. We did the rapping one yesterday. We did of course Quiplash. That's the old standby, and Joke Boat. Joke Boat is that's I think that's my strongest subject. I'll say.
Yeah.
The question: what is the buddiest video game soundtrack you can think of?
Ooh.
And
that is tough. Okay, I'm gonna have to say that I am not much of a video games player.
Same.
Yeah, so I the last video game system. Well, I don't know. I inherited a Wii, but the last video game system that I actually bought was a Sega Genesis. So I don't know much about. There's that Sonic game. I forget what game it was in the Sonic series, but we did it in a butt rock gauntlet. That sounded like
it was Sonic 2,
buddy.
right? Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2.
For Dreamcast. I might ask this to Sam tomorrow because he would definitely know because he's a much more dedicated video game guy.
Yeah.
The thing that immediately came to mind was level 2 of the original Super Mario Brothers is very staccato and sort of buddy. And you could just hear a guy going, "Wow!"
Yeah. That's a pretty good one.
That's how long it's been since I've been playing.
Now, if you want to go buddiest in the way of not butt rock, but just buttiest, The Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Oh, sure,
that's funky.
Yeah,
that's a bad game, but that's a funky soundtrack, and it gets your butt moving. That soundtrack is really it's got a groove. But I would say, I don't know much about video games, and most of the video games that I play do not have butt rock soundtracks. But another buddy one, like if you go in the other direction, non-butt rock, the character selection in the original Mortal Kombat for Sega, that's got a good groove to it. It's just like, it's got a groove and it's got like a weird, like, look at my luxuries, like that sort of like vibe to it, where it's it's a little something to play in the background of a montage of all the luxuries that you will get if you follow the real estate system that you are buying on this infomercial at 3 a.m, the Carlton Sheets method, if you will. But yeah, I got nothing.
J. Michael McCall.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to the Magic City Saint.
Yeah.
Says,
I've not met him, I don't think. And it's a shame.
Yeah, man. Mike McCall, great guy. Stalwart of the Birmingham comedy scene. One of the first guys I met, alongside people like Narado Moore, Nick Thomas, plenty of other people, Carter, that have been featured on this show when I first did comedy in Birmingham. J. Michael McCall says, whatever happened to Mr. Goodnight?
He's moved. He's gone off into the wilderness.
This is the thing. We legitimately don't know.
Yeah. We don't know.
I do not know. We've got
episode 200 hit and he just like went off.
202.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the thing. People listen to this because we've got, since we started the Corona Diaries thing, our listenership has gotten quite a bit bigger.
Really?
So there is a good chance people are listening to this like, who the fuck are we talking about?
My God. So
isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. And it's I really honestly believe that people, if they have not heard the Mr. Goodnight episodes, it's very different than what than what you're listening to right now. It's very
yeah, because we're getting shot at.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard that. We just got 2 gunshot
LA,
blasts.
baby.
We didn't just get shot at with Mr. Goodnight.
Yeah, no. Mr. Goodnight was doing the shooting.
Yeah. We commanded respect.
He was shooting. He wasn't working, brother. But the you should definitely go into the archives and find some Mr. Goodnight episodes.
The first 202 episodes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, when's Goodnight coming back? I'm like, first of all, I don't know. Second of all, there's like 300 hours of Goodnight in this feed. Just go back and experience it.
Go back in time and listen to the early iterations of this podcast. We would stick on themes. We would try to stick on themes. We would regularly fail on sticking on themes. But I do not know where Mr. Goodnight went. He is, I imagine that he is off. He's found his trailer to live in the middle of the woods.
In Creve Coeur, I believe.
Yeah.
Last we heard
he was in Creve Coeur, Missouri.
Playing golf in Creve Coeur.
Playing golf, yeah.
Yeah, so
maybe he's caddying in Creve Coeur.
I think him and Slapnuts are just up to some crazy adventures in Creve Coeur. So get yourself to Creve Coeur and go ask around for the gentleman with the hat and the sunglasses.
Ask for where because I think Slapnuts works at a gym. So comb the gym. Well, gyms aren't open, right? But I don't know. Maybe gyms are open in Missouri. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just walk around and be like, dude, does anybody know Slapnuts? And
or
like,
Flavius Josephus.
Yeah. Slapnuts, John Larapuente, and ask them, if they know where Goodnight is.
Yeah. One of them.
Somebody that follows a description of Goodnight,
right?
Because there is only one.
That's right.
Whatever moniker he chooses to go by now.
Yeah.
He's not hard to miss.
You can find him at the Grand Canyon at sundown.
Yeah.
That's what they say. But
you could turn on your CB radio and maybe you will hear him.
But that was his first question. Second question. Also, do you feel like there's too much wrestling now?
Yes.
Is wrestling without crowds good or losing that magic touch of audience participation?
It's losing that touch, yeah.
What's weird is here's my prediction. They're going to get really, really good at having crowd-free wrestling right before everybody comes back.
Like you can have crowd-free wrestling that's good. I've not watched like the Thunderdome.
It's great.
Oh, really?
They cracked it. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it just seems really weird. Like I've seen pictures of it and it's just jarring of just random people of just some are really close. Some are really far away.
Right.
It's just it just is surreal. It's like a very sort of disjointed experience that is too uncanny for me to really enjoy. I mean, yeah. Hello. There's too much wrestling. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's too many. Even with the slowdown of live wrestling, because there's YouTube, because there's Fight Network, because there's all these different venues for people to put out wrestling shows to a wider audience and make a little bit of money. The venues are infinite, so the content will be infinite as well.
Yeah.
And people follow a lot, like they will follow that stuff. People are hardcores. Like there are probably people that watch like 10 hours of wrestling a day. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I barely watch 2, if that. But even on television, right, you have Ring of Honor, you have WWE, and all the WWE properties. There's 3 shows, plus whatever the bump is. I don't know what the bump is. And then you have AEW Dark, which is, it seems like it's like 14 hours long. So they're like, there's 17 matches on AEW Dark. It's like, awesome, We're
going to put all the women on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to have all the squash matches, which is like, it'll be cool because, you'll probably see Sunny Kiss or something like that. But it's there's too much content. Ring of Honor, all this stuff, there's too much content.
TNA is still going, technically?
Yeah, Impact is still going.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is that the cable networks will pay. They just want stuff to fill the time slots.
Yeah.
And as long as they need that demand for stuff to fill the time slots, people will get, by hell or high water, wrestling on. I don't know where they get the money to pay for this. I don't know how much,
I think it's cheaper than scripting a show.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is. I mean, but how much they pay WWE and how much they pay AEW is a lot.
Yeah.
And it leads to a situation where I remember when I was a kid, like, you got all the storyline advancement done in an hour. That's it, like in an hour. And maybe 2 shows. Like 2 hours was all you needed.
Yeah.
And there's too much. There's just too much, and you lose focus. You get drowned out by the amount of stuff that's happening, that's coming on, and there's no making sense of it. And so if you want to follow it, sometimes they're like, oh, well, you didn't watch AEW Dark, so you don't know why the bunny is not with the butcher and the blade anymore. Wait,
the bunny?
The bunny, yeah.
Did the bunny escape from Adam Rose's party patrol?
No, yeah.
It's a different bunny?
Yeah, it's a different bunny.
Oh, okay.
But, like, you don't know, but you have to follow, and then you have to follow stuff online, It's like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, you get just flooded, and it's tough to follow the continuity, even if they pay attention to like WWE does not really pay attention to continuity whatsoever.
No.
AEW does, and that's why I prefer it. But is the quality of wrestling like taken away by the crowds? Crowds annoy me sometimes. I hate this. Like, I hate the chants a lot of times. Like, everything is awesome. Everybody needs to fight forever. Both of these guys all the time. Like,
yeah.
I can understand you're into the match, like you're really just kind of excited by the whole experience, but it just is a bit like the crowd noise, the crowd chants kind of throw me off. But with that said, like, an empty arena kind of throws things off as well.
Really throws things off. Makes everything weird.
I do like the small crowd because I grew up watching like studio wrestling.
Sure, yeah.
Where it was like WCW, where it was just like a small crowd of people at center stage. It was just like maybe 100, and it's just perfect because you would get like the people that are just really into it, where it's just like you get the Boy Scout troops, you get like the drunk college students that would show up, you get the grandmas, and that was like the dynamic that I really liked. You would get. I remember one time watching an episode where the Great Muta came out, and there was taped in Atlanta, and there was a high school that was there, and they all loved the Great Muta, and they loved his theme song, and they were just going, "Go Muda, go Muda," and it's like you can't do that with a big crowd,
right.
So
yeah.
I do like the smaller crowds, but yeah, it's not as good. It's not as fun to really get into.
Yeah, like I said, my prediction is that they're going to get really, really great because you're right. Like when WrestleMania this year was fucking weird with no crowd. It was so weird because they had no attempt to make it, even fake crowd noises or anything. It was just the sound of meat hitting meat, and grunting. Like it's you're like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's awkward. Now with the Thunderdome thing, my biggest criticism is whoever's mixing the sound, because they're pumping in crowd noise, but whoever's doing it is like amping it up way too much sometimes when people are talking to the point where you can't even really like hear someone's promo.
And on AEW they don't mic the crowd well enough, so like when certain matches it's like quiet. The only thing you hear is Billy Gunn talking trash, which I love seeing Billy Gunn as much as the next guy. Billy Gunn is awesome.
I didn't even know Billy Gunn was on AEW.
Yeah, he is.
Who is he with?
His son.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. You can't use Billy Gunn anymore, so he's Billy of the Gun Club.
Wait, Billy of the Gun Club?
Yeah, the tag team is the Gun Club.
Oh, okay.
So it's Austin Gunn and Billy of the Gun Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've really, truthfully, with AEW, I've only been following Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, Orange Cassidy's
YouTube.
amazing. Yeah.
I have not. I still don't think I've watched an entire episode of Nitro yet, but
Yeah.
I'm going or Dynamite.
There's.
But I watched the highlights. That's my move.
There are some like the storylines are good. There's stuff that like isn't necessarily great.
Sure.
But the one person that is the person to watch on there that's amazing, and I hope they like show him. Obviously, Orange Cassidy is amazing.
Yeah.
But Eddie Kingston, he's awesome.
Okay.
Like they should just make half the show Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho hijinks, and the other half of the show Eddie Kingston cutting promos.
Okay.
He's amazing. He was in NWA.
He's the guy with Taz.
No, that's Ricky Starks is awesome.
Oh,
he's like a little rock. Like he's a small, but he has that sort of feeling that he could be a major player in a little while. Like because he's cool. Like he's cool. His delivery, he's smooth. He's a good-looking guy. He wrestles really well. He's got it, But no, Eddie Kingston is like but he wrestled for NWA.
Okay, gotcha.
But he was their like TV champion. But Eddie Kingston is like the guy from the Bronx, like buzzed hair. Hey, partner, like has that like really thick New York accent. That guy could cut promos like nobody's business, and he's amazing. And they need to have him all the time on the show. Just motherfucking people, just like
Oh yeah, this guy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I looked him up. I hope that answered your question, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's see. Our next question we got here. This is from Speak of the Devil, Nick Thomas at One Dumb Boy. What kind of shampoo does Pat use?
I shaved my head actually.
Yeah, I noticed.
I got tired of that. So I got real wavy hair, and it's going really gray really fast. So it's a real calamity if I don't pay attention to it. And the thing is that I don't have the time to pay attention to it. My shampoo that I use it varies.
Okay.
Because I can't find a good one because my hair is so like messed up that I don't know whether or not it's just like my shampoo is messing my hair up or it's just the nature of my hair that's messed up in the first place. But I don't know. I use the pine tar stuff that they sell at, on Amazon. It's like
pine tar?
Yeah. It's because I get dandruff,
Oh, okay.
But it's, I but it's like old grandpas or some sort of thing that like appeals to like it's just like it appeals to dudes with beards because it's rustic,
Okay.
Old grandpas, pine tar shampoo, and that's what I've been using.
You don't go mane and tail. That's my favorite because it's literally horse shampoo.
My favorite is White Rain. That stuff.
Dude, I fucked with White Rain as a kid. That was my brand.
Yeah.
65 cents a bottle.
Oh yeah. White Rain. The White Rain.
No, I'll tell you what I was into with White Rain is they had all the different kinds. They had, and I would like get a new one each time.
Yeah.
So they had like coconut and strawberry and peach, and I would fucking get a different one.
I'd
every
roll
time.
with the coconut.
I got real excited too as a kid. Like, hell yeah! If they have this is a mango or whatever.
It's just
White
like
Rain.
oh my god!
And I'm sure my mom thought I was really weird. Like, can I get the strawberry one? She's like, I don't give a shit. Yeah, whatever.
Oh man, I got there's a dance coming up at the middle school. I'm gonna get that pina colada White Rain.
Be smelling like Margaritaville.
Oh yeah, and once I'll Never Break Your Heart by Backstreet Boys come on, I'm gonna slow dance.
Yeah.
And Lauren is gonna smell my pina colada smelling hair.
Yeah. I fuck with White Rain, and then at some point I switched over to herbal essences.
Okay.
And I rocked herbal essences right up until the very end of high school. And at the end of high school, for some reason, herbal essences got rid of the original formula and released they had these new flavors. And I remember one was called Scents. They had one called Drama Clean. And I was like, I can't do that.
It's the thing is, I do call the different smells of the trees for the car trees. I call them flavors.
Yeah.
Black ice flavor.
Makes sense.
Because they're supposed to,
tongue and your nose are connected. And shit.
and I mean they usually represent food in some variety.
Right.
Yeah.
But in college I rocked a Pantene, and then when I got out to Los Angeles, I went to Target in West Hollywood, and I'll be goddamned if herbal essences didn't bring back their classic formula, and I've been on that train ever since.
So, yeah,
I'm rocking HE like it's 98.
Yeah, no, I would go. I was White Rain. When you're a kid, White Rain. That's all you. That's all you need.
I don't think they make that shit anymore. But what were the flavors of White Rain?
The thing about White Rain is that if you use it too much, it doesn't matter. Like if you're one of those people that like washes their hair every time they shower, White Rain will not destroy your hair. It won't help it if you ever use it. It just gives the impression that your hair is clean. So I would go White Rain. And then I started rolling with the Head and Shoulders because I wanted to be a real man, right? Real grown men use Head and Shoulders. And then I went with the Pert Plus.
Ooh, yes, yes.
Pert
Oh, did you ever have there was they had.
I would go Pert Plus and Spray Brute.
There was a Pert
deodorant. I smelled like a 75-year-old man.
And I put on my Musk Old Spice.
Yeah, I put on my Vitalis on my hair.
First of all, I found the White Rain. I'll put this up on our Twitter.
Yeah.
White Rain Collections Essentials.
Yeah.
Strawberry Essence.
Ooh.
Apple Essence. And Coconut Essence.
Coconut Essence is the best one. Apple Essence is not bad. I never ventured into Strawberry Essence because I'm not a freak.
Oh, I mixed it up constantly. I couldn't stop mixing it up. Oh, they had apricot too.
Whoa. That's got to be I would imagine that's one of I wonder if they do a thing like the West Coast market White Rains and the East Coast market White Rains, like much like Hellman's and Best Foods.
Yeah.
Like they have regional flavors.
Right.
Like, if you go into Kentuckiana, you can get gravy flavored White Rain. But yeah, and then I just go on Amazon now and I'm just like, shampoo for people with shitty hair, and I just see whatever has the highest reviews, and then I use it, and I'm just like, this sucks, and then I just am constantly going through the process. So
this is a very, very crucial question here from @Bucky3rd.
Okay.
Summer's wrapping up. Hot dogs or burgers?
Burgers.
Best toppings for both. Best sides for a burger besides chips/fries.
Well, Burgers over hot dogs, bratwurst over burgers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah.
I feel like if I'm doing it myself, I always end up doing both.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do both.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question you do both.
The trick is because the answer is burgers over hot dogs.
Yeah.
But they always happen at the same time for me, So the trick is not overdoing it with hot dogs.
Here's the trick. This is the trick. You get hot links.
Yeah.
Instead of
hot
dogs.
links. Yeah.
And then you put the hot link on the burger.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Cut it right down the middle, flatten it out, fucking slap it on that burger.
Marron.
God damn. Yeah. But yeah, burger over hot dog, but best toppings for both. This is controversial. I like, and not always, but if it's just going to be one hot dog, I'm going to go the Chicago style. I'm going to give me all that bullshit on there. I want the tomatoes. I want the neon relish, the pickle, the fucking sport peppers, the celery salt, the mustard. Give me the whole goddamn thing. I feel like I didn't do hot dogs correctly until I went to Chicago for the first time. And then I'm
not a huge fan of the Chicago dog. Personally.
No, really? Man.
No, I'm not.
Shit.
So I myself am a big, and you can't get these joints out here in LA, but the Saborette's onions in the red stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
like the tomato stuff.
Like the kind of pickled onions.
Yeah.
That they got at the taco stand.
No, I mean they're sort of, but no, they're not like the ones at the taco stand. They're like if you go to like a Gray's Papaya Dog in New York, like it's a very New York sort of thing. It's almost like a mixture of onions and and I'm not a big ketchup guy.
Yeah,
but they're really good. Like they don't go overly sweet on the red stuff.
Okay.
But I'm a kraut guy. I'm a sauerkraut guy.
Yeah.
That's my kind of thing with hot dogs. If you're
I do like
if you need one thing, sauerkraut.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
But you got to cut it with apples in order to make it a little less
apples
biting. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Throw Granny Smith. So if you're gonna do sauerkraut, I did this recently.
Is this a normal thing?
If you make like.
Has anyone else ever eaten this?
No, it's like if you make like if you like, yes, if you make like pork chops with sauerkraut and you throw it in the oven, you throw a Granny Smith apple in there.
Yeah, pork chops, not a fucking hot dog.
But if you do it with the hot dog, right, you throw the Granny Smith apple in there, it kind of takes away. There's still a bit of the bite of the sauerkraut, but there's a little bit of sweetness that comes through.
Do you cook the apple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you put it in the you cook the apple a little bit, and then you put it in the you put the sauerkraut on top, and you let the sauerkraut heat up with the apple in it.
All right.
Like it's not like you're throwing a whole apple in there. You do little like thin slices, like you're doing a apple pie or something like that.
Okay.
All right. It's got to be Granny Smith. Like that's it. Otherwise it's kind of a little bit weird.
I would eat this. I've just never heard of this.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then and you know, and it's if you're doing bratwurst, like the apple is key. It's a key add to the sauerkraut.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to burgers, this is where it gets. But I'll like, to be fair, I will roll with like the kind of Tijuana dogs they have out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I could leave the bacon, but the peppers and stuff, that's
the pico de gallo, and the guacamole and all that shit. Yeah.
That's good.
For me, second to Chicago would be the LA style with bacon wrapped hot dog with pico, avocado, or guacamole.
I saw that poster that people have been posting online of the different like regional hot dogs, like global regional hot dogs.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mark all them off.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll give me, more heart disease, but why not?
Whatever.
I'm traveling the world. I can't travel the world for real, so.
Might as well do all the hot dog.
Might as well do the global hot dogs.
Is there a Vancouver hot dog?
I don't know.
I wonder what the Western Canada hot dog is. If you live in Western Canada, Richard Eden, what's the damn Western Canadian hot dog? Let me know.
Yeah, but he's in the territory, so there's
That's
probably
true.
something really kind of unique. But burgers is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right. What do you do?
Okay, so the question is, well, the best topping. All right, if I've just got unlimited access to everything, then I'm gonna have my burger. First of all, unlike a hot dog, which you cannot really control what the hot dog tastes like. You can only control what brand you're getting to accommodate for taste, which obviously Nathan's or Hebrew National for me. But for the burger, you can affect the taste because you're going to be, making patties. So I always throw in black pepper, Tony Chachere's, and a little bit of garlic powder, just to get the
Tony
meat going.
Chachere's, eh?
Oh, always, yeah, in the burger.
I do.
Absolutely.
I do salt, pepper, little bit of onion powder, and Worcestershire sauce.
Okay.
A little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, I usually end up doing
for that umami effect.
Right. I usually end up doing Worcestershire on in like the I'll put it in a bowl with some soy sauce and a little bit of garlic and make that as like a base.
But if you want to go really exotic, you got to throw wine and beer in there, obviously, because
you got to make wine burgers.
Yeah, that's how you make food really gourmet. You throw wine or beer in it.
Oh man, go back and listen to our holiday food episode.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. I need to make that a clip and put it on YouTube. That was
but
so
I
funny.
mean that's true. Like when
burgies.
that's the joint right there. When you are before drinking age, or shortly thereafter, you think, okay, how do I make a food better or more gourmet? Throw some form of alcohol.
Yeah,
in
man.
it. And especially our cohort, like our age group, like when we were starting to get around that time, that's when everything was like Jack Daniels this,
donkey sauce.
Yeah. Like like all the things were Jack Daniels this or tequila this or something like that. So and you don't have a sense of anything. It's like, shit, I'm gonna throw some gin on this chicken. Get that juniper essence on this, on
Wild
these
Irish Rose barbecue sauce.
the steaks,
Oh man.
I'm gonna throw bitters on this steak. I don't even know what these are.
I made vermouth pork chops.
It's like whatever. You just get like a bottle of Pop-Off, and it's just like, I guess I'll add these to the burgers one. It's like the end of a party. Like if you have like a barbecue in your early 20s, and you just start to get like a little bit kind of clouded, and you just feel cavalier. You're just like, what we got here? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Boston. Yeah, we'll throw this in the sausages. Why not?
But yeah, to answer the question for burger toppings, and I did this recently. There was chorizo on sale at the grocery store, and it was that kind of chorizo that just does not stay in the casing, it just falls apart immediately.
Yeah.
Ended up scooping that on top of a burger and then melting Havarti cheese on top of all that to kind of hold it together. My God, it was incredible. And then of course, lettuce, mayo, tomato, the whole cavalcade on top of that.
Yeah.
As far as toppings go, but then to have that little extra boost of chorizo there with that good melty ass Havarti cheese. Hoo boy.
I'm a minimalist.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I can go that way too.
Blue cheese.
This is what I'm
just like I've done just blue cheese.
Blue cheese, okay.
Yeah, burger. Just throw some blue cheese on it. You're good.
Okay.
But the wild card one for me is in peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
Creamy peanut butter.
Somebody tweeted at me and said honey, peanut butter, and sriracha mixed together on a burger is apparently
that's too many steps.
I mean, I'm willing to try it.
Yeah, I just want peanut butter. Cheese, peanut butter. There we go.
Oof. All right.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. No, I've been to Vortex.
This ain't even a Vortex thing. Vortex stole it from Clocked over next to the 40-watt club.
Okay.
Yeah.
We mentioned at the top of the show that it is very very smoky out tonight.
Yeah.
The weather in Los Angeles this evening could be best described as smoke, and that is because the El Dorado fire burning near Yucaipa, California, so far has charred more than 10,000
Yucaipa, California.
10,000 acres of land, officials said. According to the Cal Fire San Bernardino unit, the El Dorado fire was caused by a smoke-generating pyrotechnic device used during a gender reveal party in El Dorado Ranch Park.
Yeah.
And this is fun. Blogger Jenna Carvinitis, who is largely credited for creating the gender reveal party, took to Facebook to condemn the over-the-top events. Quote, "Stop having these stupid parties. No one cares but you," she said. So that's the lady who came up with the idea. Carvinitis had her own gender reveal party back in 2008. Before they became big, she and her husband went with what is now a more traditional route, cutting a cake that revealed an inside of pink frosting to indicate a girl. Quote, "I just thought it would be really fun for everybody and the whole family to find out this way," Carvinitis told NPR last year. She wrote about it on her blog, High Gloss and Sauce, and at the time it garnered some local attention.
High Gloss and Sauce. Oh, boy.
But since 2008, these celebrations of life have turned into risky endeavors.
Well, weren't there like multiple fires last year in California that were based upon people using pink or blue ordnance to like explode, and then it just kind of went awry because they aren't professionals and they managed to like just torch wildlands.
Oh yeah.
Tens of thousands of acres of wildlands.
So
using hundreds and hundreds of person hours of prisoner labor to
state
put
and
the
federal
fire.
resource. Yeah.
Prisoner labor that were being paid like 15 cents an hour.
Right. Though many still opt for the classic blue or pink cake reveal, others have taken more extreme routes. The current wildfire in California is massive, but it's small potatoes compared to a 2017 reveal in Arizona that led to a wildfire spanning 47,000 acres.
Yeah.
It happened when members at a party shot a makeshift target scrawled with the words boy and girl. When the target, packed with highly explosive tannerite, exploded, a blue cloud poofed upward and immediately ignited the surrounding brush.
And the thing is that the tannerite.
Tannerite, for those, I mean, I say those, for everyone fucking saw Joe Exotic. That's the shit he's shooting at. That crazy asshole in that movie is shooting at, that's the splody stuff that you shoot at.
And odds are, if somebody's shooting at tannerite, they don't know what they're doing.
No,
they're not a professional.
Yeah.
It's like one step away from being like, yeah, so we've loaded this container with ammonium nitrate fertilizer.
Well, that might be happening here in just a moment.
Oh, really?
So with that one, with the 47,000 acre wildfire, it was a boy, and the party ended up costing the guilty patrons more than $8 million in restitution. Which I'm sure they happily paid. Just this April, a gender reveal party in Florida also led to a 10-acre brush fire after similarly using tannerite and a weapon in the reveal, according to fire officers. What kind of weapon
do you think they used?
For the one in Florida, man, probably
like a
AR-15 with incendiary rounds, I would imagine.
I'd imagine a potato gun.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Something that shoots flaming tennis balls or something.
Yeah. That was a firework. Just so y'all know, that's a firework.
Yeah, we're making fun of them, and they're having gender reveal parties on the freeway right now.
I knew some kids that started a couple of wildfires by accident. One was when they were having a Roman candle fight.
Yep.
And
classic.
And, hit a tree that just exploded because it was so dry. And they're like, run! Run. Yeah. And then the other one was they had like a bonfire in the middle of a forest, which makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Over it behind some like industrial building. Somebody was just like, yeah, pour gas on this thing so it'll work better. And then someone kicked the gas can and it, sets fire. And then they're just like, fucking pour beer on it,
Yeah.
And that does not work. I missed that party because I was at college.
Oh yeah. I did some shows early on when I first got to LA with John Ennis. and John Ennis brought on to to a couple of the shows Frank Black from the Pixies.
Sure, yeah.
And they kind of did an ass cat sort of thing where Frank Black basically told this story that was hilarious, and then they had improv people run out and kind of do a scene based on the story. But the story he told was, he grew up in like the woods in Massachusetts.
Sure, yeah.
And him and his friends got one of his friends was like grew up on a farm, I think, and got access to a pig to be roasted.
Yeah.
And so in high school, him and his friends go out the woods to roast this pig. And they build a big fire. They put the pig on the fire, and then somehow the fire gets out of control.
Yeah.
And they just run. The fire went wild and burned down the forest. And so the investigators, try to figure out what was the source of the fire. They obviously find the fire pit, and at this point, all that's in the pit is like charred bones. And this is in the middle of the Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
And they thought Frank Black and his friends had sacrificed their friend. They thought they were, because they just saw the bones. There was nothing of the pig left, and they thought it was human bones. And so they arrested all of them.
The Satanic Panic was amazing.
And they arrested Frank Black when he was like a teenager, and we're just like, "Who did you kill?
Yeah.
Who did you kill?" And he was like, "No one. we just were having dinner." That always struck me as real funny, especially coming from that guy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the article continues. If the damage done by huge wildfires isn't enough, such gender reveal parties have also led to property damage like the plane crash last year in Texas that was the result of a low-flying plane carrying too much pink-colored water. So they were going to fly over the backyard and dump pink water, but they had too much pink water and the plane crashed. They lived. It's fine. The pilot walked away. The passenger broke his arm or something. We're allowed to laugh. They crashed their stupid fucking plane.
Would people be able to see that if you drop pink water out of a...
Who knows? Why didn't just make a cake?
Yeah. Why not? Why not just tell people?
Right?
Or
or
don't care.
Just whatever. Yeah. And then this one, usually on the articles they have little links and you can find out more. This one, I don't know what the hell happened. It said, it mentions the plane crash, and then it says, or the car that burst into powder blue smoke and flames in Australia. So I don't know what that car's ultimate goal was, but something happened there. And then this is real fucking crazy. Last October in Iowa, an idea for a gender reveal party went south when a family unintentionally built a gender reveal pipe bomb that went off and killed their grandma.
No.
The guy was tinkering. I think he wanted, because what they were saying about the fire that's going on now is that it was some sort of pyrotechnic device that must have fallen over, and I legit think he was trying to build a metal Roman candle that would shoot pink smoke.
Yeah.
But then he accidentally put a top on it and a fuse in the side and made a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
And then blew up his house and killed his mom.
Yeah.
So I just love the phrase, unintentionally built a gender reveal pipe bomb. Fuck it. What a sentence. What a sentence. Cara Vanitas herself has alluded to the overwhelming criticism of the party as systems that uphold gender binary. So, hey, she learned something. As for Cara Vanitas' daughter, the focus of that pinnacle pink cake in 2008, she is, quote, a girl that wears suits. Cara Vanitas wrote. So, so anyway, Los Angeles.
I don't know what that means,
I think she's trying to say she's gender nonconforming.
Cool.
Yeah, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But also, we are literally, as we speak, sitting under and breathing in smoke because of some asshole who did this in the mountains right now. So fuck y'all. I don't know. I said on Twitter, I was like, it's a gender's a social construct and a nature destruct.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of feel about that. Yeah, I got one more story. It's kind of
okay.
It's kind of long, and then we've got we got our jam of the day.
Jam of the day. I can't wait because I had some suggestions for jam of the day, and it seems as if they weren't picked. So I'm really excited.
They were the song I went with was definitely inspired by.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Because I was really hoping for Thunder Kiss 65. My son, who is almost 17, well, he's 17 months old.
He's a zombie guy.
Yeah, he jams out this. He jams out the Thunder Kiss 65 pretty hard.
He drags through the ditches and burns through the witches.
Here's the thing that sums up Florida. By the way, I knew a guy who bet me, quote, $500 fucking that Rob Zombie's birth name was Robert Zombie.
Oh, that rules.
I did not get the $500 because he deactivated his phone for a month.
To avoid paying you?
I don't have his phone number. I just met this guy randomly, but he just like deactivated his phone because he thought that like I was coming for him because I took seriously a person that bet me, quote, $500 fucking that Rob Zombie's birth name was Robert Zombie.
His real name, Robert Bartlett Cummings.
Yeah, hyphenated?
No.
Oh, okay.
But not Bartley or Bartlett. Bartleh.
Okay, because I was imagining it as some sort of like English aristocratic sort of hyphenation sort of thing.
Nope.
Very like waspy, like Boston Brahmin style. But after I'd mentioned it to you, I had this amazing sort of like kind of mind scenario come into place. Like it's because I've been like prone to that because I guess I've been inside so much where I have these like weird sort of. I imagined the scenario of Joe Biden feverishly trying to like get a staffer to tell him the name of a song so he could download it or could get them to download like a 20-something staffer. And he like doesn't know the name of the song or the artist, but he heard it on the radio. So he's trying to explain this song to this 20-something. And it's Thunder Kiss 65 by White Zombie, where he's just like, yeah, just like, I'm not even going to do the character, but like him explaining it to a 20-something, like, is certain that a 20-something would know Thunder Kiss 65. Like, she's like, no, it's just song. It's like,
come on, man. Come on, man. You know it.
Yeah.
It's like the science fiction movies.
Yeah, it's like, rock you like a hurricane, like kind of like that.
Come on, man.
I don't understand a word the guy was saying. Like, and it's funny because it's Thunder Kiss 65 because I don't know anybody knows any of the lyrics to the song except for Rob Zombie himself. That's a good video to look up on YouTube. Is the lyric track of Thunder Kiss 65 with no. Like it's like the David Lee Roth like Running with the Devil without the music. They did it for Thunder Kiss 65.
Oh no shit!
It's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's real good. Joe Biden just explaining to like,
come on, it's the one with the monster movies, man. Not even black and white. Come on, Jack.
Like he hasn't seen the video. He just heard it in the car, so he's just like, it's rocking, but like a guy's like a juba jab, But he thinks it's like what the kids listen to nowadays. Yeah.
But before we get there, this is from Vice magazine. Do you remember the Chinese mystery seeds story?
Yes, and I actually explained the whole kind of scam to the Chinese mystery seeds.
Oh no, sure. Well, okay. Well, let's get to the end of this because this is a story about that story, and then I definitely want to hear how
it's not interesting.
No, it's not because they wrote this whole article about what the actual scam is.
Yeah,
and it's not that interesting, but
but that's how like conspiracy theories work a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
The kernel of the thing behind it, like not all conspiracy theories, right? But like certain things that just emerge, like the real explanation for it is just the most mundane sort of thing that you could possibly think of.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this just in case people don't know what we're talking about. In late July, the USDA became aware that people in all 50 states had been receiving suspicious, unsolicited packages containing seeds that appeared to be coming from China. These mystery seeds prompted warnings from the USDA, which said that people should not plant them and should instead alert their state agriculture authority and mail them to the USDA or their local offices. Many Americans heeded this advice. Many more decidedly did not. So this is the story of, because at the end of this, it turns out to be nothing. This is the story of, holy shit, if this was something, everyone is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, but then again, people have bought tons of Jim Baker survival seeds.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I have a sinking suspicion that those would be more dangerous to local flora and fauna than whatever people were receiving in...
According to documents from the USDA, hundreds, perhaps thousands of Americans planted the seeds. Based on documents, the scale of the mystery seed operation was much larger than originally suspected. Conservatively, it is safe to say that tens of thousands of Americans received what they perceived to be the Chinese mystery seeds in July. Some states, like North Carolina, had more than 1,000 people contact the Department of Agriculture having received unsolicited seeds. Others, like New Mexico, had roughly 100 recorded seed receivers. Many of these seed receivers, regardless of location, panicked. A woman in New Mexico said in a voicemail left with the state's Department of Agriculture in late July, quote, "About a month ago, I did receive seeds from China. I guessed it was China because it looks like Chinese writing. I thought, oh, cool. Maybe Burgess Seeds or one of the seed companies sent me some seeds. Wow." And like a dumbass, I planted them, not knowing there was a problem. And
this
now
is a transcript.
This is a transcript. This is the voicemail this woman left the government.
Yes.
Not knowing there was a problem, and now I've been battling this for a couple weeks because where I planted them, and I remember where I planted them. Everything that's in the garden where I planted them, they're having a hard time. They're dying. Everything's dying. I really don't know what to do at this point. So could somebody call me back and give me a little bit of direction about this? I know I'm a dumbass. End quote. Calls like this were not unusual.
That sounds like somebody that was part of the comments on the boat sinking thing. Like that's the same that's the same person or the same
just planted
wavelength.
Them. I was lonely. I got these seeds,
but
and
no,
I was
the way in which it's explained, like it's not just the seed. The seeds are incidental. It's like the explanation of the scenario, of the situation where. Listen, man, you know.
Calls like this were not unusual. Calls like this were not unusual. Some people ate the seeds, according to the documents.
Sure, yeah.
Some people called 911.
Anybody smoke that shit?
Man, I feel my pipe full of crackle.
I mean, that could be what, like, you know, Spicer K2 is grown from, you know?
Some people called 911. I want to hear those. That's the transcript I want.
Yeah.
Emergency meetings.
But you don't. Like, you don't want to hear it. You know?
Emergency meetings and calls were held. The USDA's Smuggling, Interdiction, and Trade Compliance Group, SITC, Customs and Border Patrol, and the FBI began investigating.
Yeah.
According to a spreadsheet compiled by the Michigan Agriculture Department, 677 people filed official complaints within the state about the receipt of unsolicited seeds. 30 reported planting them. Quote, "I planted them in my hydroponic system in my home. I thought they were strawberry seeds I ordered from Amazon. They turned black and green mold grew and I threw them away," one person wrote. "If I had known these seeds were going to originate from China, I would not have purchased them from Amazon. I am still waiting on at least 4 other orders of seeds. We'll burn them when they come."
That it sounds like the beginning of that sounds like the plot to a late 90s Method Man and Redman comedy. Where it's like these magic seeds came from insert foreign country.
Right.
And it made the greatest bud known to man. And then the people behind it got out of a government lab it's like government weed, and people are after them because they have the government weed. So it becomes a caper, and Red Man and Method Man have to democratize the government weed that they receive from the packages of seeds that they got with a foreign country. And, they're going to create like a foreign country like Parmistan or something like that.
A spreadsheet of plant receivers compiled by North Carolina shows that in the state alone, nearly 1,300 people reported getting the seeds, and about 60 of them planted them.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, received many shipments, planted some, and clover came up, one report said. She indicated that she planted the bulbs. In other states, planted 1 pack and ate the oregano that grew. Have some left. One seed recipient noted that they
is this like something that they wrote, or is this something that someone said?
This is the spreadsheet, so I think they just found where the seeds were going and I guess asked people to write in.
I received what you had just said in a Stone Cold Steve Austin voice. Plant some.
I got some left. You need some
oregano.
Go scoot on pizza.
Yeah.
Put it on my Subway sandwich.
Got some left.
One seed recipient noted that they, quote, salted the ground after planting some of the seeds. Like they're Rome.
Like they're Cincinnatus. Yeah. Salted the ground.
That's I was like, well, what do you think what do you think the seeds are going to grow?
Yeah.
Mutants?
Yeah.
In New Hampshire, officials dealt with hundreds of emails and calls from concerned residents. Quote, I received the package from China. Unfortunately, I threw the envelope away. It said they were stud earrings. I had ordered onions from Amazon and thought they got them from China. The more I looked at them, they don't even come close to onions. But I figured
they
were
sent stud earrings.
I just figured they sent the wrong thing. No, I didn't plan or open the package. What should I do with them? An extremely lonely resident wrote an email. That is a guy. He's not talked to a soul in years.
Yeah.
It's just the seed crisis, very similar to
just some poor schmo in Tilton, just like
very, very similar to how I realized when I went to jury duty that everyone in this city needs therapy because it's the first time anyone's ever asked them to
just
speak
some guy
about yourself.
That doesn't believe in driver's licenses. That's just like the only time he's like, this is so dire that I need to contact the government.
I don't normally talk to the government, but in this case,
I need guidance because I'm in a moment of crisis.
I was trying to get earrings, not onions. You have to listen to me.
Stud earrings.
While scanning through thousands of pages of documents about the seeds,
my figurines.
While scanning through thousands of pages of documents about the seeds, it became clear that for at least the first few weeks, no one had any idea who sent the seeds, where they came from, other than China, or the goal of the seed mailing campaign. Eventually, the official line became that this was a brushing campaign in which items of small value are sent to people whose online accounts have been compromised or are sent to people as a, quote, gift in order to leave a positive review from a verified buyer, which is weighted higher because the person nominally bought and used the product. You need to have actually bought and received an item, so by receiving seeds, reviewers from that account will be weighted higher. So yes,
it used to be ping pong balls.
Oh, okay.
So they would send like table tennis balls. These wholesalers in China that sell things on Amazon. So they would sell table tennis balls, send table tennis balls, or like just random things.
Dude, I just realized I've gotten these.
Really?
Not the seeds. Oh, that explains. I've gotten the those stick-on face masks, those that you put on your face and it gives you good skin.
Yeah.
I think I got like 4 of those in a row.
And that's what it is.
And I just assumed it was like for a neighbor, so at some point I just started putting them on top of the mailbox.
Yeah.
For whoever they were intended for.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a thing that people do.
No shit. Yeah. Wow. So I've gotten
perfectly feasible, but like
I will say I'm proud of myself. I didn't put the fucking mask on my face.
Yeah. But people are like, no, this is a Chinese government plot to grow gremlins. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sexy.
I must salt the earth.
I'm gonna salt the earth.
Why would you salt the earth?
I'm gonna put gasoline on my lawn and just light it ablaze.
I'm trying to think of any situation where I would salt the earth, and I'm coming up with nothing. The brushing idea is still what USDA and other agencies are saying, but at least in the emails I've reviewed, there's very little talk about how the scam worked or why it happened. Mm-hmm. The campaign also seems to be much larger than any other known brushing campaign or any other seed mailing campaign, and we know that the FBI and USDA are both still investigating. While the emails between public officials and scientists who are dealing with the difficult situation seem efficient, professional, and appropriately cautious, communication from the general public is concerning.
Yeah.
People planted seeds even when expressly told not to. Hundreds of people had no idea whether they had even ordered seeds or how to check.
Yeah.
Some people called 911. Others ate the seeds.
Yeah.
Others ordered something specific, got what they ordered from where they ordered it, and then they still panicked.
Yeah.
So somebody ordered seeds,
but
got seeds, and was like, "Oh no, seeds!"
Because there's 10,000 people, right? There are many opportunities to buy the rights to this saga.
Yeah.
From one of the tens of thousands of people in there. So you have an opportunity to flood Hollywood with scripts about people receiving mystery seeds, and I, for one, am kind of in line with going with these are seeds that make the dankest bud of all time. And nobody should have gotten these, but somebody is mailing them out from the center where they're developing Conspiracy Kush. And somebody's gonna get you. You know?
One recipient in North Carolina, quote, "I did not receive seeds. I received a suspicious package from China with a spoon and a fork. It is my concern that it is full of COVID." I think someone just got the wrong address.
How big is the spoon? Yeah. Is it like one of those giant... There's a little door in there. You open the door.
The USDA has given states an official guide to destroying seeds, which does include baking them in an oven, suffocating them in 2 Ziploc trash bags,
or smoke it,
and soaking them in bleach. If the seeds were planted, the USDA is currently advising people not to plant anything in that area for at least a year, and to destroy any plants that happen to grow there naturally.
Yeah.
Another officially...
Mix it up with some catnip and some stem.
And some oregano.
And smoke it. Smoke it in a bong made out of an Utz pretzel, 5-pound...
Gravity, dude.
Barrel.
Another officially endorsed disposal method is encasing the seeds entirely in duct tape. Amazon announced over the weekend that it would ban all international plant sales. So that's the seed story. It's like we said, there is nothing to worry about. But what if there was? We handled this so dumb, and it's great. People just like, oh, wait, was I not supposed to eat all those seeds?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you dipshit, no. You didn't order the seeds. Don't eat the seeds.
You could take over the United States with maybe $500
so.
overhead.
I think so.
Just based on that, like you could. That's insane. Like,
oh fuck. Well, after that, I think there's nowhere else to go. Pat, are you ready for our jam of the day?
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Oh, I think you're gonna know the opening chords here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is Foreigner.
A classic.
Cold as ice.
This is a classic that has been a staple of classic rock radio stations for decades.
Yeah.
I think the moment it released, it went on classic rock radio.
Yeah, dude. Well, this is 1977, man. This is the height of
77?
AOR. 77.
Wow. I would have thought it was a little bit later.
That's
Everybody's talking about punk music blowing up in 77. It's like, nah. Cold as ice, man.
Yeah, well, at least DJ Buddy Love Classic CCR, who uploaded this video, says it's from 77, so I'm going to take his word for it.
Sure. That's a mouthful.
Let's get down into these comments. Bookie749 from 3 weeks ago said...
Is that Jabuki?
No, just Buki.
Oh, I was about to say.
Buki749 from 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry, the guys in this band are really ugly. I love Buki. I hope is like just a really, really bitchy 13-year-old.
I wonder like what they'd imagine the members of Foreigner to look like. Just buff dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what they are? Like they just look like Right Said Fred. But the thing that is amazing is that if you watch the video for Urgent, the saxophone is played by Junior Walker. Like the famous saxophonist. Like the most well-known song that he did as an artist is the song Shotgun. But he was like a great session saxophonist. But they don't have Junior Walker in the video. They have the most amazing mustache guy that's miming playing a saxophone.
Hell yeah.
And it's awesome.
Heather Sakia from 4 months ago. Yes, I so want to dedicate this song to my ex-boyfriend that did nothing but play me as a freaking damn game and made out to be the town fool.
That's a story that's been attached to this song hundreds of thousands of times.
Oh, there's more just in this list.
There's probably I imagine that the comment section is just like, you know what? I dedicate this song to Mandy, who, like, I loved you and I bought you a Dodge Magnum and all this sort of thing, and you slept with Dave. You're cold as ice and willing to sacrifice our love.
Forever Evolving from 1 year ago. I remember my mom drinking brewskis and smoking doobies and to these old songs all night long, every night. the every night makes it sad.
I imagine it's just that song.
Play it again. What? Play it again.
Just I can't rewind a 8-track. You're going to. You know.
Darnell Thompson from 8 years ago. And this is the most 8 years ago this comment could possibly be.
Yeah.
I just heard this song in Five Guys. I used a Google Plus song search widget for the artist. Google Plus needs to have an update to share songs you search when using their widget. You're literally the only person who's ever used Google Plus. We found him. It's Daryl Thompson 8 years ago. Complaining about Google Plus and a widget.
Shazam? Like, is that the moment where this guy's eating this big greasy bag of fries over at Five Guys?
No, because literally yesterday was my 8-year anniversary in LA. So, assuming this was left in 2012, I had Shazam on my phone. You don't need a Google Plus widget, Daryl.
That sucks. I wanted that to be the origin story. Where this guy's just like, there's this song, and I've heard it on the radio a million times.
If only there was a way.
There was only a way that I could figure it out, but also share it with my friends.
Dude, actually, you and me started hanging out in 2012, and I would regularly send you screenshots of my grocery store Shazams. That was a thing I did.
Don't ruin this mythology for me. I want it to be Daryl, what's his name, at Five Guys, inspired by...
Electra C from 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. This is dedicated to that Canadian two-timing son of a bitch. I wasted 2 years of my life on him.
Sweet.
I love it. I love it.
Flowing mullet.
Igor K from 2 weeks ago. Yeah. It reminds me of the, and then in quotes, it reminds me of the Beatles. Right? It's not true, and I don't know why that's in quotes. Since they don't sound...
Well, no, I mean, the quotes thing is... I love that sort of thing because people do that because they... It's the extension of, like, people that use air quotes to, like, mark certain terms. Like, people use it as, like, I love you, and they use air quotes because they think it's, like, kind of it boosts the signal or something.
See, I think this guy's a million years old, and he thinks... He put Beatles in quotation marks because he thinks someone's going to call him on misspelling the insect. Like, he's like, oh, I want you to know I'm talking about the musical group The Beatles, and not...
But also, I would like to know what song he thinks sounds like Cold as Ice.
I think
What of the Beatles' discography sounds like Cold as Ice?
Nothing. There's not a thing. There are certainly Beatles songs that use piano in them, I suppose.
Because
maybe
none
that's
of
what
those
we're thinking
losers have Lou Graham's pipes. All right.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. None of them could sing like Lou.
Gage Weiss from 3 months ago. Me about the shower water temp after my sister gets out of the damn shower. The shower is cold as ice. His
I know.
sister's using all the damn water. And then we got another one about the sister here. American Hero from 3 months ago. This describes my sister in every way. Wow.
Spoken like a true hero.
I just, Hemoped medalist from 1 year ago. Boomers had Joan Crawford. Gen Xers have the Clintons, Bushes, and Hussein.
What?
Boomers have Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford was a movie star in the 30s. How old do you think that's?
But how is that like? Was she the president?
I don't know. I don't. It's one of those comments where you're like, who are you talking to? What is this about?
Was she like Secretary General of the UN or something?
Joan
Like,
Crawford?
yeah.
No,
Like
she's-
what? Like it's just like okay. Like and by Hussein does he mean like Saddam Hussein or Barack Obama?
I would maybe
Because somebody that would make that comment would probably like go for the latter.
I think he says Clintons, Bushes, and Hussein. So maybe he's talking about Barack. I don't know.
But like the thing is that why Joan? Like, is there a show? Does he think politics is like a movie? Like, does he think
Right.
CNN is like a show? Like, you turn on, I'm watching my shows, and he's like watching CNN, just like, oh man, you know.
David Wan from 11 months ago. Man, I play this song as DiCaprio falls in the icy water in Titanic. Yeah, I have a twisted sense of humor. This guy rules. This guy, I love that he'd be like watching Titanic with his girlfriend, and it's like, hold on, I've got the perfect thing. And bam, 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 bam,
But no, it's
bam,
like, no, but I love that because I imagine him saying that. Like, he works at Best Buy, or he works at like, the warehouse, or he works at the office or something like that, and he's just like, yeah. The song comes on, and somebody's like, yeah, I say that, and then like nobody responds whatsoever, and he reads it as like, oh yeah, they're shocked and like scandalized. So I'm like, yeah, I got a twisted sense of humor. Like it just plays itself out. It's evocative. It's an evocative comment.
Cynthia Ann Garmin Wade from 5 hours ago. We love you, Russia. The dance we have is from the old of you. Blessings. Okay. I don't. No clue about that one.
Is that what Glassnost was?
The dance we have is from the old of you.
We love you. Like, is that the thing that they did? Like, yeah, like what?
I don't know.
We love you, Russia.
Yeah, the dance we have is from the old of you. Blessings, foreigner.
Foreigner was created in a lab in Leningrad.
Yeah. Right next to the Humanzees.
Yeah. It's a very Lyndon LaRouche thing. Like, Lyndon LaRouche believed that the Beatles were agents of the English to destroy America.
Oh yeah, Bob Hope believed the same thing.
Yeah, and that the Queen like created that they were MI5 agents. Maybe Foreigner was created by the Russians
To ruin trailer
the
parks
Soviets,
all across America.
to dominate album-oriented rock and foster goodwill.
We will make rednecks sad.
Yeah. I'm waiting. So that they will support the SALT II treaty.
The Joker from a month ago.
They'll feel vulnerable, and then they'll vote for Reagan so they can feel strong.
Oh yes, yeah. We'll
I
get
don't
some
know. It's like-
accelerationism
yeah,
going
some
here.
real 7D chess sort of thing. Yeah.
The Joker from a month ago. I dedicate this song to Ellen. Hashtag rest in peace. Hashtag badass MILF. Put that on my fucking tomb, please. Hashtag rest in peace. Hashtag badass MILF.
I did the air quotes thing, but there is nothing I love more than hashtags.
Especially when it regards a trashy funeral.
Just nonsense. Like, you just say some nonsense, and it's just a hashtag.
Sky Rush, yes, Mind Eraser number 10 from 1 year ago. But I'm the future of the entire WWE. Ice bucket pours on Seth Rollins. You're as cold as ice, Seth. I love it.
Is that the guy that keeps bringing guns to the performance center? Like, the guy.
No, I think it's that guy. Have you ever seen that? There's that one where I think it's when Seth still had the briefcase in like 2015, and he's walking down the ramp towards the ring, and some fan just comes out of the audience and just mimics his steps, and then the fucking security like takes him out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that guy.
Yeah. I have an idea for a character. It's the NWO, but it's the band Foreigner, and I'm the lead singer.
Hey man, you know what? Kiss had the Kiss Demon on Nitro. Yeah. We're gonna have the Foreigner dipshit. He's a guy who just gets drunk and jumps over bonfires.
He looks like Todd from Beavis and Butthead.
Lily Rosehart from 3 years ago. When this song would come on the radio, my dad would make fun of it. He'd be like, "If someone has head lice, you're willing to sacrifice your hair." It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Michael DeMarco from 2 weeks ago. I will sing a Foreigner song live to anyone that wants to hear it anytime. Just reach out to me and I can connect with you via Facebook. Feel free to bring your friends. I won't charge a dime to sing Foreigner. I sing in a high register. DM me for a link to my Facebook room.
You know what? That guy probably can nail Foreigner. Like, he's the guy that people at the karaoke night hate but secretly love because he nails Foreigner so darn well.
Sheila McCoy from 2 months.
Which one do you think he's really good at? I think Head Games.
Yeah. Or Hot Blooded.
Yeah, I think Head Games has that tempo change in it. That's If you can nail that one, you nailed it.
Sheila McCoy from 2 months ago. Exactly like my husband treats me. He's lost. I pray that God will send an angel or an army of angels to protect him. Hi, C. Tom. This dark force that has surrounded him and his heart.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for sharing on the YouTube page for Cold as Ice by Foreigner.
The Village Green doesn't exist anymore.
That's all the crazy.
So you have to create your own Village Green.
Funneled into YouTube.
And you need to find where your people are at. And her people, Foreigner people. You know? She's probably tearing it up, maybe on Supertramp. But if she's a little bit harder edged, like maybe on Ted Nugent Stranglehold. I don't know.
Alex Borden from 3 months ago. She's such a good person. How do you sleep at night? I just use you because I have nowhere else to stay. I sneak over. I see her whenever I feel like it. You're really close. I just want to pay your fucking wife for parking money, get a divorce, and move on. Leave her alone.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
Was this in all caps or?
No, it's kind of spaced out like a Cormac McCarthy thing. There's no punctuation, just hard paragraph breaks between each sentence. And I don't even understand the line, I just want to pay your fucking wife for parking money. But then it also seems like he's doing her.
Yeah. Because he's parking his backside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In their bed. In their marital bed.
Yeah, I fornicated to your wife upon the bed you bought.
Yeah.
From Serta.
Yeah.
Bitch. Head games.
That's what head games are. She's got double vision because she got 2 guys.
David Robinson from 6 months ago. Cold as ice has CNA, which in astrology is cardinal air. Where my Pluto is located. Coincidence? And Pluto? Cold as ice.
Naval officer, Naval Academy grad, Basketball Hall of Famer, astrologer.
Yep.
David Robinson. That's deep. That's deep astrology right there.
You really... I don't think Pluto is included in astrology because they didn't know about it.
No.
Eric Sanchez from 3 months ago. They were screaming for she's wise, but she cries. Looking at all these spies. Telling these lies. Time to say bye. Fuck yeah, dude.
That seems like a Scott Steiner promo that just trails.
They're screaming for she's wise.
Sacrifice.
Looking at these spies telling lies. Just had to say goodbye. If you know what's good for you, you'll stay out of Ridgewood Trailer Court. Asshole.
Yeah. I want to sacrifice.
Cat T from 1 year ago. This is what happens when a woman such as I am ignored as long as I have been by the world. Once again, this is the comment section for Cold as Ice by Foreigner. No better place to be ignored by the world than the comment section of Cold as Ice by Foreigner.
But she's created in her mind an alternate universe where back in 1977, Mick Jones and Lou Gramm were aware of this woman, whatever her name is, and wrote the song about her. This is some real mind-bending stuff. This is a Danny Boyle movie. There's layers upon layers upon layers.
Carl Plummer from 11 months ago. Denise used to sing this to me all the time, but out of curiosity, I decided to give it a listen. But the lyrics version, she was writing away. Years later, I realized a few things, but I grew up with a frosty heart, and it hardened into ice, so it's just a natural progression. Satan caused it to happen. It's weird, because you realize that your heart no longer feels love. Really, it is a relief. Carl, you're scaring us.
I just love where he's like, I listened to the lyrics version. So she was just doing an a cappella version of it.
Carl, the line, but it's weird when you realize that your heart no longer feels love. It is a relief. Carl, you need to talk to a doctor.
Yeah, it's like his significant other or wife is just whispers, chim 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 chim. It's like, what is this song? And then he hears the lyrics, and then he has this sort of fugue state where Satan shows up.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next line is just one day a real rain will come and wash all the scum off the streets.
Yeah, I know. And Lou Gramm will sing with Foreigner again.
2 more.
Not this brown-haired weirdo that sings for them now. Packing state fairs.
Oh man, people were pissed about that guy.
Opening.
Dude, there's so many comments of people being like, bring back Lou Gramm.
Yeah.
Ed Smith from 6 months ago. This is the song you play when you're really sick with someone and your girl can care less and accuses you of getting wasted when you're sick with a virus that you didn't even want. And then you tell her mom. This is from 6 months ago. This is straight up at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
With a virus you didn't even want. And then you tell her mother-in-law, and she comes to your house and belittles you and puts you down for an hour because your girl must have talked shit about you. And then the fucking hospital calls and you're really sick and no one apologizes or even cares. Cold as ice. Ed is dead now. Ed for sure succumbed to the coronavirus.
No, I mean, it's amazing because it's just they're just like, oh, Ed, you're just beer drunk and weed high.
You're overreacting.
No. It's like, no, I have a virus. No. And then it's just 180,000 people dead in the United States. And do they believe him?
Yeah, no.
Probably not. Or maybe he stands up and he sees the mountain of bodies in his way. I have been vindicated.
Right. Or he's dead and they're tweeting that COVID is alive from his dead Twitter account, like Herman Cain.
Yeah, where he's just like, I have been vindicated. Let me celebrate with bush lights. Maybe that's the guy that you saw buying the White Claw and the keyboard duster. He was just like, I showed them.
I finally beat it.
I told him. I wasn't wasted.
I'm going to celebrate by walking on sunshine.
Yeah.
And finally, speaking of sunshine from 9 months ago. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Sunshine from 9 months ago. And I love how practical this is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I heard this on TV in the living room while I was in my bedroom, and I recognized it. So I went to YouTube, and here I am. Why did you write that? Who possibly needed to know about your movements from one room to another room based on Cold as Ice by Foreigner? That's insanity. No one needs to hear this. This is not for human consumption. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane, sunshine.
Well, I mean, but it's the thing where people just, they have no venue.
Yeah.
They have no venue, and they've lost the capacity to interact with each other. Like
most of these people, their kids don't talk to them anymore because they're Trump supporters.
Well, no. I mean, it's like people are lonely.
Yeah.
And they need something. And do they have anything to communicate? No. And they fill it with other things, right? I mean, if you don't provide a narrative for Sunshine of like a conspiracy theory or Facebook, memes or whatever, right? Chain emails about whatever. She basically is like, what do I do today? And it's like, well, lunch.
I moved from my bed to the sofa.
Got gas at the gas station.
I piss outside.
Maybe
because it feels better.
Went to the post office. Yeah, and it's just like these things where it's just like, yeah, this happened. Significant to me right now because I heard it.
You should probably know about it.
Yeah, I moved.
Yeah.
This is the context. I'm setting the context, so you can be like, "Wow, how?" So you live in a place? What's the floor plan of your house? Is it open concept that you're able to hear that well? Right? Do you live in a studio? Like it evokes question, and people are just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So that somebody can just take it. And follow up, get some follow, so they can feel something,
Yeah,
it's like the people that comment on, like whenever you respond to comments on YouTube with people that write like weird stuff.
Oh yeah, to us.
Yeah, that don't like, and they just write things that are just, and then you just feed them. It's like you're giving them the vindication they want.
Yeah.
And the things that they feel bad about, or the things that melts away, and they become like, this person sees me as a human being, because I haven't left the house in 2, 3, 4 months.
Yeah.
Sunshine, we hear you.
Yeah.
We hear you. We see you. We feel you.
Yeah.
Does she like the song? Who cares? She was moved by it.
Literally.
Yeah.
She moved from the bedroom to the living room.
She heard it.
Yeah. And now she's on YouTube.
Now she's on YouTube telling us
the
story of her life.
As it relates to Cold as Ice by Foreigner.
This is a formative thing. This is a Billström right there. The construction of a person over time.
Well, that is our jam of the day.
Yeah.
Cold as Ice by Foreigner, and that is our program.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, check out the video for Urgent and check out the saxophone guy. He's the funniest human being known to man. And Lou Gramm has no moves whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely not.
The person that was just like, oh, yeah, these guys aren't good looking, they don't know how to move at all either.
No.
I'm not saying anything about the way they look, but they can't move,
And for more about Foreigner, go back and listen to our Chris Crofton episode, Jukebox Hero, where he breaks down Lou Gramm telling the story of how he came up with Jukebox Hero, and it's the funniest goddamn thing I've ever heard.
You have to,
yeah.
With one guitar and 2 guitars.
Well, so what Crofton said is like he saw an interview with Lou Gramm where he was just like, He was like, yeah, I had to come up with, because I think they'd already had a big song.
Yeah.
And so Lou Gramm just sat there with a kick drum, no other instruments, and just kicked it until he came up with the song.
Well, it's funny because one of the songs that I suggested for the jam of the day was Cherry Pie by Warrant.
Oh, yeah.
And like Janie Lane saw himself as a serious hair metal musician, a balladeer, if you will.
I am a serious hair metal musician.
Yeah, and a hair metal auteur. The record label was just like, yeah, we need a single. There's no single on this, I guess, Filthy Stinking Rich or whatever album it is. And they needed something. They needed a radio hit. And he just bleh, here's this song, Cherry Pie. And it became mass, and he resented the hell out of that song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and to the point in which I believe it led to a divide between him and his girlfriend, Bobby Brown, who was the woman in the video Cherry Pie.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, but he just threw it out there and made the song 45 minutes or something. Or at least that's what he said, or an hour.
Yeah.
And there's those sort of things where it's like you will yourself. There's a goal, and you will yourself into something, and it's bizarre results can come.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's our jam of the day, and that is our program. Dr. Pat, where can people find you?
I'm elusive on sharing this, but if you do want to follow me on Twitter, I do not tweet a lot. It is PM_REILLY, my last name. And you can follow me, and I will tweet every once in a while. And I promise it'll be good. But it's usually based around maybe 5 or 6 themes, whether it be music, usually bad music, wrestling, usually bad wrestling, my job, and then maybe there's 1 or 2 other things in the mix, and me making fun of myself. But usually I'll tweet once a week, so it's a very sort of occasional thing. But yeah, you can follow me there.
Yeah.
Everything else, just listen to the past episodes. Enjoy those.
Yeah, well, give Pat a follow, and obviously Pat's moving on to Vancouver, but we'll be on the goddamn phone.
We'll be on the Zoom machine.
We got the whole thing. It doesn't, especially in the format of podcasting, doesn't really mean that much these days, because everybody's doing shit remotely. So this is definitely not the end. I'm sure you'll be back on the show.
The boundaries of space have been punctured.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? You expect less of us now. And we will deliver.
That's right.
And give you less.
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and follow us on Twitter at The Goods Pod, and we will see you next time.
Hey, rate, review, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Shows the attitude of gratitude.